Is the cheapest action camera you can get on Amazon any good? Let's find out. What's up everyone, I'm the Everyday Dad and welcome back to Reviewing the Cheapest. We haven't done this in a while, so what we do here on Reviewing the Cheapest is we go out and we find the cheapest piece of tech of whatever kind, and we go out and we check and we see if it's worth buying for you out there. So today, we've got a $15 action camera. I have no idea if this is any good or not. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna break this video down into 3 parts. We're gonna see what comes in the box. We're gonna see if it actually does what it says on the box. 3, we're gonna see if it breaks when we take it outside for a light durability test to find out if it's actually like a usable piece of gear or is it a cheap piece of junk. Let's get to it. I love spinning it. So I found this action camera on Amazon for 15 bucks. Let's see, it says 1080p, it says it's got a waterproof housing, rechargeable lithium battery, supports SD cards with a built-in LCD screen and microphone, and HDMI out. I'm pretty excited about that. This seems to be like it could have a good amount of stuff, so let's open the box. Oh, there's the camera. Something sounded like it just broke. Okay, wow, that's... For 15 bucks, Aztec, I'm pretty impressed with your instruction manual. Okay, what else do we got in here? Oh. Holy cow. That's a lot of accessories. Heck, it might be worth the 15 bucks just for the, it's also, wow. Can you see that? It's got 3M adhesive. Like 3M is the good stuff. Normally you don't see the good stuff on this knockoff action camera stuff. So that, I'm impressed. It also comes with an 8GB memory card. And it's a full-size memory card. Does this thing take full, we'll check in a second, but if that takes full-size memory cards, that's a rarity in the action camera world. So it comes with a charger that looks like it's USB. It's the old school USB. It is the old school USB wall charger. Comes with a remote, a USB to USB-C cable. What else we got? It comes with a battery. Comes with a 900 milliamp hour battery. We will need that. Feels like we got some additional mounts. Another mount. That's kind of a neat idea for how they do that. It's got some extra screws and a curved mount. So that's a good amount of accessories. One of my biggest frustrations with like GoPros these days is it comes with almost nothing in the box. And this $15 action camera, that is a huge honking camera. Look at this thing. But even this thing, it comes with all these accessories. Now this is, oh man, that is a huge camera. Does it come out of the... Come on out, buddy. There we go. Action camera. Okay, so what is that? It is coated in some kind of grossness. So it feels cheap, you know, obviously. Feels cheap. It's got the regular, got the lens, got the battery. I wonder if the battery comes charged at all. Let's find out. It does look like it takes regular, ooh. It looks like it takes regular size SD cards, which is pretty impressive. I do wish action cameras took a bigger SD card instead of the micro SD. You could probably get some better data rates out of it. Does it have any charge in the battery? Oh, it does. And it has and it does have a screen. I don't know what this is, but this thing, there's some gross coating on it. So we're gonna put it back in the case because it is gross to hold. But it's nice to see that it does have, well, hold on, we're gonna pop the SD card in there. Okay, we've got the SD card in there. Oh, and the battery died. So let's go ahead, we're gonna charge it, we're gonna take it outside and we're gonna see, does it work? Does it do what it says? And number 2, how durable is it? Is it a cheap piece of junk or is it something that could survive a few hits? So, magic of editing, go. Okay, now we are outside and it's raining. Like how better can you test an action camera than in some terrible elements, right? So let's go ahead, we've let it charge up for a little bit. Let's pop it out of its case. Come on. Let's see how the image quality and the audio in this cheap action camera look. Let's turn it back on. Okay. So that is you guys, if it's working. And so this is the video and the audio quality coming out of the cheapest action camera you can find on Amazon. I don't actually know how this is going to turn out yet. You guys know. I don't know. Once we're done filming this outdoor part, we will hop back inside. I'll check out the video, but this is what you can see. It doesn't have any kind of stabilization. So this is just me hand holding it. You can see exactly what the image would look like if you were to get one of these things. Now I will say, just from looking at the body itself, it does look like it has some front facing microphones on the camera body, which is pretty darn useful when it comes to action cameras. A lot of times they'll have the microphones on top, which if you're gonna use it to like record audio or record people talking, you know, that doesn't really help so much because the audio is coming at the camera, not on top of the camera, right? Right? Am I crazy? Okay, so that's the image quality. Let's make sure hopefully that's saved. Okay, so we've now seen what the footage looks like. We know what the audio sounds like. Now there's one more really important thing that we need to find out. Is this gonna fall apart the first time you take it out somewhere? Or is it just like gonna fall apart the first time you take it out of the box? That's a very good question. There's only one good way to find out. Let's drop it. That was the first one. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna drop it 4 times inside of its case, and then we're gonna drop it 4 times outside of its case, and if it survives all of that, then we're gonna try recording again and see if we can't get any more video out of it. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I will remind you, the Hero 7 White, this is what seriously broke it. It wasn't getting run over by a mountain bike. It wasn't being dropped out on the trail. It was being dropped just normally here. It might have been off the ladder, but okay, so we dropped it 4 times in the case. Does it still turn on? I'm gonna get it out of the case. Okay, so the biggest thing I dislike about this camera so far is whatever this gross adhesive stuff it has on it makes it really hard to get out of the case. But does it still turn on? It still turns on. Okay. That was in the case, let's drop it out of the case. That was in the case, now we drop it out of the case. One. Ooh, the SD card popped out. Let's save that. 2. Looks like it's getting ready to separate from it. 3. Okay, I think number 3 was the one that cracked it in half. Okay, we said we were gonna do 4. 4. Okay, so we've dropped it 4 times. It has now, you know, kind of like, the body's kind of separated from itself because it has very cheap construction. But let's see, does it still turn on? Come on, turn on. Nope, I think we fully busted it. It's separated in half. It looks like the battery compartment. Hold on, we might be able to fix this. Nope, okay, so it's busted. It is good and busted. So it is, you know, a $15 action camera that we found on Amazon. So let's head inside with our final thoughts on the Aztec Action Pro. The Aztec Action Pro. Okay, and we're back, and wow. That really just hurt my knees. Man, I am getting old. So what are my thoughts on the Aztec Action Pro 3? Well, as you can see, it broke in half. So I'm very disappointed in the durability of it. The Action Pro 3 is clearly not a durable camera. Its main fault line is that there is no, like, the things that are holding it together are 2 little plastic clips in here that will very easily break. So that really stinks. But if you're gonna keep it in the waterproof housing, maybe it would be fine. I actually think the image quality out of this thing for 15 bucks is actually pretty good. We've checked out cheap action cameras before that have problems with audio syncing with mouths, that have problem with just image quality, period. Now this says 1080p. I think the image quality looks more like 720p, but it's not a bad 720p. So final thoughts on the 3 things that we checked out. Things that come in the box, it came with a lot of great stuff, a lot of great accessories that might be worth 15 bucks by itself. Did it record in 1080p and did it record audio? It recorded in 1080p, but it was more like 720p, but the image quality looked perfectly fine, the audio was fine, it was synced up. That's about as much as you can expect. It does have that screen that you can also see so you can frame up your shots. Durability, well, durability. No, it's not very durable. The construction's not the best. However, if you were to baby it or if you were to put it in this case, I think you would be perfectly fine. I would recommend this more as like a kid's first action camera. If you're trying to go out on the trails or something like that, I would not recommend this. But if you're trying to find a camera for your kid to play around with, I don't think this is a bad investment. You're out like 15 bucks if it ends up breaking early. So not the worst, not the best, but it is the cheapest. Thanks for watching.